Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Chef Frank. Today, we're going to take a trip down to memory lane. Now this dish takes me back to 70s and 80s growing up in Australia as a child. It is none other than potato scallops. Simply, anyone living outside Australia, it's basically medallions of potatoes battered and deep fried. Okay, this is so economical, so tasty and so easy to make. I'm going to show you how it's done. Okay, firstly, potato choice. Larger the better. I like to always use Desiree and leave the skin on. Secondly, we're going to make a light batter to go with that. The batter I have is 100 grams of self-raising flour, 50 grams of corn flour, pinch of salt, okay, just a pinch, you don't have to wait, and 250 ml of carbonated water or mineral water or soda water. If you don't have them, use chilled water from the fridge and add a teaspoon of bicarb soda. If you don't have chilled water, just use tap water and a few cubes of ice, and most importantly, once it's made, let it rest in the fridge, keep it cold. Acts a bit similar to tempura flour. All right, so in here, I got my dry mix. I'm just gonna add to that my liquids. I've actually multiplied the recipe by 1.5, okay, but that's the recipe. You can halve it, you can double it, but that's the ratio. The finished product should look like a thin batter mix, like a crepe mix, sorry. So we need 375, I got about 400 here. Just leave a little bit to the side. Still a little bit on the thick side, a bit more water. Okay, there you go. Batter's done, nice and runny. Now I'm gonna take this and keep it in the fridge until we prepare our potatoes, and this way it needs to rest for about half an hour too. Now, together with this recipe, while we're at it, using the same recipe, we're also gonna cook some crispy battered fish fillets, okay? So, I'll be back. Just gonna put this in the fridge. Okay, our batter is resting and chilling in the fridge. Now, time to prepare the potato. Look, I always like to think about working easy and working safely. So, potato is round, it's gonna roll. I like to cut just the base bit, just so it doesn't rock, see? Very simple. Now, if your potatoes are a little bit small, cut them at angles so the slices become a little bit, bigger. So I'm just gonna cut the ends, and then you wanna cut about 4 or 5 mils at the most. Now, if you do too thin, you're not gonna get much flesh in there. If you do too thick, the batter's gonna overcook, it's gonna probably even burn, and it's still gonna be a little bit rawish on the middle. So you wanna either use a mandolin or cut with a knife, about 4 or 5 mils. Now, a little tip, if you're not going to use the potatoes straight away, you need to keep them in water so they don't oxidize. If you're going to use them straight away, no problem, okay? In here, I've got 2 types of fish. The first one is farmed small barramundi fillets, skinned and pin-boned. Always a good idea to check, just in case, if there's any bones missing, if there's any still remaining bones. The other fish is flatted. My wife loves flatted, so I'm gonna do flatted for her. Flatted fillets. Again, these are skinned and pin-boned. Now, when you're battering fish, it's very crucial that you remove the skin. Why? Because when you're battering and deep frying fish, the actual cooking technique from the inside is actually steaming. So what it does is the batter forms a seal, and the product cooks from inside by steam. And if you have skin there, it's gonna taste like boiled skin. You don't want that, it's not very pleasant. So for that reason, we always remove the skin. And why do we batter? We normally batter products that are delicate to add texture, okay, to add flavor. You can even flavor your seasoning or your batter. But most importantly is to add texture and also to protect, okay? And it's usually used on delicate. You don't see it, you don't see tough cuts of meat or steaks being battered. It's usually like chicken, your fish, your seafood, a bit more delicate items. Okay, now the flathead's already ready to go. This would be, if you go to a normal restaurant, this would be 1 serve, okay? Which is 1 flathead, 2 sides. Now, barramundi this size, I like to cut it down cut it to manageable pieces. So, there's one piece there. 2, 3, okay? 3 pieces. Now, I haven't explained to you why we need to keep our batter chilled. The colder the batter, the more crispier the end product is going to be. So that's the only reason. Now, I'm cooking here 1 portion to begin with. 1 portion is basically 3 pieces of potato scallops, okay? Good old days, we used to pay like 3 for, we used to buy for about 3 for 10 cents, 3 for 20 cents. And in here I also have 2 little fillets of the fish, portion fish, which is the barramundi. You need to dab them in flour first, coat them in flour. Let's check the consistency of the batter. Nice and runny, as you can see it, just from the movement. Check to see if the oil's hot. It's hot. It needs, if you have a thermometer, beautiful. It needs to be between 175 and 180, 185 at the most. Now, if you want a nice, clean, crispy product, you need ideal temperature, okay? If you don't have a thermometer, you can actually feel it, and you need to actually, okay, as you can see, the flour reacting there, it's ready to go. Okay, we'll start with the fish. It's gonna take a little bit longer because it's, they're about 1 inch thickness. So what we do is coat it in the batter nicely. Now, if you look, it's gonna be almost like tempura batter, sorry. Just place it gently away from you. Don't drop it straight in. Second one. Slowly. Away from you. Now our potatoes. It's crucial to understand how the heat your fryer works. This was getting too hot, so I turned it down. When the temperature starts dropping, you can turn it back up. It's crucial to always play with the temperature settings. So how the batter works is a bit like corn flour. It actually attaches to the product, it forms a seal, it creates a barrier, and it creates steam from the inside. So it actually cooks from inside out. So the inside is nice and steamed and soft, and while the outside is nice and crunchy. They should take about 4 or 5 minutes for the fish, probably about 3 or 4 minutes for the potatoes at the most. They do cook fairly fast. Now this batter is ideal for squid, for prawns, for chicken strips, chicken breast. Our product is ready. Time to take out. It's crucial to salt your product now while it's a little bit wet on the outside from the oil. So I like to actually put them in here after they're drained. Bit of salt and just toss. That's all they need, just a bit of salt. Time to plate. Now, as I said, I'm only doing 1 portion at the moment. So 1 portion is going to be, oh, look at that. Okay. Like that. A couple of potato scallops. All it needs now is a little bit of lemon, and then you cut in half like that. Cut in half again, so you will get 8 wedges. And then we remove this membrane in the middle. Why? Because when you squeeze, the juice is gonna go straight out. Otherwise, it could go sideways and burn the person next to you, okay? So, as you can see, if the lemon has been done like that, nice and clean, okay? they know what they're doing. If it hasn't, okay, they're doing it wrong. First thing I look at when I go to a cafe, eat out, is the way they cut their lemon, okay? Much better product at the end. Just one more, that's it. There you go, very simple, very easy to make, delicious. Look at that, one potato gave me about 18, 19 slices. So if you eat 3, that's enough for 6 people easily, okay? If you want to eat 4, family of 4, one big Desiree potato. The potato, as you can see, the batter is nice and thin, very crunchy. Potato is cooked nice and soft on the inside. The fish, look at that. It's a very light, very thin batter. Okay, products cook perfectly. See you again next week, and please don't forget to like and hit the like button and leave a comment and even suggestions for the next video. See you again next week. Thank you.